Hello, buongiorno, my name is Annabelle from Annabelle Men's Antics, and today we are doing something very fun. You see, me and a few of my friends who are part of the costume community have decided that we need to do some kind of Christmas collaboration because, you know what, most years we tend to do a little something because it's fun to celebrate with each other, and this year we are swapping aprons. Now, we have drawn names to see who gets who, and I have drawn Marie from Historical Belle. I am very excited to be sending her an apron, and what I have in mind is this vintage one right here. So we need to make a pattern, get some fabric and get sewing so that we can post this off for her to open on Christmas Day, which I am so excited about. This apron is actually going to be our December Patreon pattern, so if you want it, please check out the Patreon down there. Otherwise, check out my Ko-Fi shop where you can buy each pattern individually. And with that, let's get going. So I had a quick chat to Marie and she told me that her favorite color is purple, and I knew that at work I had this amazing fabric on a roll that had never been opened before. We opened it, unrolled it, and the entire thing was covered in red marker and Chinese writing, which was not entirely fun. However, I took it home anyway and it washed out, which I'm really thankful for because a lot of the time the markers they use are very permanent. Couple weird things about this fabric though. Firstly is the fact that even though it is one piece, you can see that it has two very different coloured purple patterns on. They both feature snowflakes, so I figure this is Christmassy enough, but what really makes me laugh is that with both patterns, if you look just there, you can see that whoever designed this pattern, and it is a beautiful design, did not align it correctly on the fabric, and so at the edge of the pattern, rather than repeating and fading into the next pattern repeat, it just has a dead straight line. Quite interesting because you can clearly see where the pattern repeat was supposed to be, and thankfully it's not noticeable enough that I feel I need to go and get an entire new fabric. If you go from a distance away, you really can't tell, but it's the first time I've ever brought like a proper professional fabric that has this, so I thought it was curious enough to point out. Otherwise, this stuff is beautiful, it is light, and it is going to be perfect for the vintage apron. I just need to give it an iron now. And yes, if you're curious, that pattern repeat mishap has happened on both pattern sides for whatever reason. Good thing I don't design fabric anymore, otherwise this is what mine would look like. So the fabric was ironed and I got out the pattern I had been vaguely working on, finished it up, and then pinned it to the fabric. Yep, no mock-up for me today because I am limited on time and feeling wild. As a side note, oh my gosh, this fabric was horrid to work with. It slipped and slided everywhere, almost as bad as a chiffon, and no idea if the pieces I cut out were straight, but meh, we're just gonna go with it. Next, I needed to make the ruffle, and here is where the two tones of the fabric came in handy. All the ruffles were torn out of the lavender fabric before I saw the time. So this part behind me is all of the cut out pieces of apron. It is quite late and my brain has more or less died, so we're going to leave it there for tonight, but I'd say that's pretty good progress. A couple of things like the ruffles are pinned together to sew, and honestly I don't see any reason why we can't whiz this up in more or less an evening, which is what I plan to do tomorrow. And also, this is all the fabric I have left, so we have done very well using that all, and I am very pleased. Probably could have done with an extra 1/4 meter of the dark purple because I ended up squeezing a few bits in where they probably shouldn't have been, but yeah, it's fine. Who needs grain lines anyway? And with that, I will see you in the morning. Well, we have had a few things change today. So, firstly, Ben gave me an early Christmas present, so now we can play video games, but this does mean that I have a bit of a reduced crafting space. We didn't I say we like I actually had any kind of thought in this. Ben didn't really think this one through, but I'm not going to complain, so we're going to work out how to use this space. I've got the ruffles all ready to go and be sewn. We also have a Christmas tree! Look at this! It's a baby one because we don't have room for anything else, but it's seriously cute and I love it. And all the other pieces of the apron are now laid out on the bed. I'm hoping to get this posted tomorrow, so we're going to spend the day just sewing. It's looking amazing. I'm really jealous. I'm half tempted to go back, get more of this fabric and make another one for myself. And if you guys like it too, it is free on Patreon in graded sizes, which I am very excited about, especially because with the Patreon, made some changes, not bad ones, I promise. Rather than just getting one free pattern every month, you're now getting access to a library of pretty much every pattern I've ever produced. The link for that is in the description down below if you're interested, and with this, I need to set up my ironing board in the little space that I have. The next day, I began by sewing the ruffled sections together before putting them through the sewing machine using a gathering stitch on a very small seam allowance, before I matched them up with the pieces they would be ruffled onto. With that done, the straps for the neck and back were sewn. These were put together right sides facing before the corners were clipped and they were turned back right way around using a pencil as I seem to have lost my chopstick. Then they got top stitched, and it was at this point that my sewing machine decided to have a serious issue with the tension. Ooh, what has that done that? Anyway, I played around, got it working again, and had Ben slave away to iron the wrinkles out of the neck straps. And at last, with those things done, we could get on with the meat of the apron, starting with the bodice. So the straps are all sewn, the ruffles are done. One of them looks a little bit dodgy at the end because it kind of got stretched on one side, but we are on to the bodice and putting everything together. And the best bit about this is if I do this right, we should have no raw edges on this entire apron. Fingers crossed I do it right. I'm not 100% convinced I will, but I'm going to do my best, which means we need to ruffle all the ruffles onto the bodice, add the neck straps, and then we'll go from there. Wish me luck. And so began the ruffling saga. Honestly, I was pretty much over this 10 minutes after I started, but it got done. I pinned it onto the neck strap and then I also aligned the lining fabric. I then did the same with the pocket heart, which was actually a whole lot harder, but then it was back again to the sewing machine where everything got stitched together. After that, I went to bed with Ben where we clipped the curves and turned everything the white way around before top stitching both the heart and the bodice top. So these ruffles have taken 10 times longer than I meant to be. I don't know where my microphone is, so sorry about the audio quality, but genuinely I am done for the night. So we did the top and it's looking really good, and we did a pocket and that is also looking really good, and now I'm gonna go to bed because yeah, that skirt is the next thing it needs doing, and that is a whole other level of torture that I'm not willing to put myself through tonight. And then we were onto the skirt and more ruffles, a lot more ruffles, far too many ruffles, way too many ruffles. So many ruffles, I have lost my will to live, but we pushed on with Ben bribing me with chocolate once it was done, which ended up being a very good motivator. I then pinned on the lining once more and skipped the 2 steps to my sewing machine to get stitching, where I spent an unreasonable amount of time going round every single little curve, and oh my god, is this not over yet? Anyway, with that done, the curves were clipped so that they would lay nice, turned right side around, and you guessed it, top stitched. So honestly, this is just so cute and adorable and froofy. I love it. It looks so amazing. However, it's not finished. We now need to connect it with the waistband to the top and add the straps, and I'm so excited. This is going to be amazing. Also, if this doesn't fit me 100%, that's fine. It's not supposed to fit me, it's supposed to fit Marie. If it doesn't fit Marie, I suppose we might have a problem. But yes, going by the waist measurements she sent me, she's a little bit skinnier than me, so I'm expecting this apron to be a little bit small. But of course, you guys need to see it modelled, and just look at all those ruffles. Oh, it was so worth the effort. Not gonna lie though, I'm not keen on making this one again anytime soon. I quickly got to pinning the waistband onto the skirt section with the ties on either side. This was all then stitched together before I turned it right side around and pinned on the top half of the apron. This also got sewn to the front side only before I went back and hand stitched the last open seam to close up every raw edge. Then, to make it match the top and skirt, the waistband was also top stitched. There is a lot of top stitching in this project, jeez Louise. But with that, the final touch was adding that cute pocket. And at last, we were done, which means only one thing, people, and that is time for a grand reveal.
So, would you like to explain what is going on?
I'm just getting the official kitchen approval for the apron. This is very important. It's basically a quality control check done by the floof. And the resident floof for today is Lily Cat. And as you can see, Lily Cat is sat on the apron. She's purring a lot. That means 5 out of 5. Good quality control. We like this one.
Give us a spin, love.
How cute and adorable is that?
It is very cute.
Well, Ben, what do you think?
It's very comfy.
You got a suitable amount of storage in the pockets.
Plenty, and the bonus thing is she separates them into 3 separate compartments, so I can actually have 3 separate. That's brilliant. I love it. Thank you very much, Amy.
And with that, guys, we are done. How cute is this? I love the little heart pocket. I love the ruffles. I think it's super cute, super 1950s. Honestly, kind of sad I didn't make myself one as well. And with that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to drop us a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more vintage sewing machine, and cosplay content. And yes, I did say vintage sewing machine because you know what's happening next year? We're restarting up the vintage sewing machine series. In the last few weeks I've actually been given 4 sewing machines, 2 vintage, 2 antiques, all need a little bit of repair, but me and Ben, we're working on that. So, so exciting. I cannot wait to get on with it. And again, if you like this sewing pattern, remember to check out my Patreon. The link is in the description down below if you want an entire library of my sewing patterns readily available for you. Or if you just want this one, my Ko-Fi shop sells them individually. I will be opening a Patreon shop, but I'm just not sure when because that's going to take some time and I'm running a little low on it at the moment. However, I now need to go fold this up into a little parcel and send it off to Marie so that she can get it for Christmas. So until next time guys, I hope you have a beautiful day and an amazing festive season. Bye! And a massive thank you to my Patreons, Anna, Charlene Webster, Ganny Meadows and Kelly Nelson. I couldn't be making these videos without you guys, especially with the big break me and Ben needed while we moved, so thank you very much. And again, if you guys want to join the Patreon, the link is down below. Have a beautiful day!